Hello, my name is Alden. I'm a tax attorney here with Law for Small Business. I'm here to talk to you today about what you should do when you get an unexpected tax bill. So the first thing you should do when you get a big tax bill is don't panic. And I can't stress that enough because, oftentimes people will get a tax bill for thousands and thousands or tens of thousands or sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and their first thought is, I need to sell the house, I need to sell the business, I need to get out of the country. Don't do any of those things, at least not without first figuring out really what the tax debt is. Do you actually need to pay it? How long do you have to pay it? There's all of these different factors that come into play. But the next important thing you need to do, and I can't stress this enough, don't ignore the tax assessment. Don't put it away in a drawer somewhere and hope it goes away, because I can guarantee you in this year 2019, nothing goes away. The tax debt is in a computer system and the tax agents are going to keep trying to collect it until they get it. So don't ignore the tax debt, because a lot of your rights to protest the tax debt go away over time. For example, if you're in the state of New Mexico and the state sends you a tax assessment, you have 90 days typically to challenge it, or else the tax assessment is just deemed valid and you lose a valuable right to protest. So address the tax debt as quickly as you can without ignoring it. The next thing you should do is to start collecting documents. If the IRS, for example, is challenging the validity of your expenses or your deductions, start collecting your receipts. Put them in one place and get them ready to submit as part of your response. Because remember, the IRS and the state agencies can be and often are wrong. They might be working off of outdated or incorrect information, or sometimes they're just speculating and hoping you don't come back with a good response. So gather up your documents, put them in one place, and have them ready. The next thing that you should do is know your rights. Know your rights as a taxpayer, because they're all guaranteed to you by law, by our Constitution, and they're important because they spell out what the IRS, what the state agencies can and can't do. If you're dealing with the IRS, your rights are established under Publication 1. I'd highly recommend you do a web search for it or look it up on the IRS's own website, because it gives you a very good understanding of what the IRS can and can't do and how they're going to go about doing it. Similarly, in the state of New Mexico, we're dealing with publication FYI-400, which establishes the taxpayer's rights in the event of an audit. It's important to know these rights, and it's important to know going forward how to best approach this situation. The next important thing you should do is know your options, because many people think when they get these tax bills, oh, I have to pay this all at once. It's not the case. Usually you can either pay it off in installments, or sometimes you can avoid paying some or all the tax debt altogether, depending on things like financial hardship or whether or not the tax debt is at least partially disputable. So it's important to know your options, which could include installment agreements, they could include offers in compromise. Really, there's a range of them. And on that note, it's very hard for your average taxpayer who's working for a living, busy raising a family or doing anything of that sort to really know their options. We're not all tax lawyers, and so it's a very good idea to get someone in your corner who knows the law, knows your options, and knows how to best help you get out from under this tax bill. So whether or not that's a good accountant, or more often than not in these disputes, a good tax attorney, you should reach out, and again, reach out sooner rather than later so that they can do as much as possible before any deadlines run. So if you find yourself with a big tax bill and you're not sure what to do, feel free to give us a call at the number on the screen or visit our website, and we're more than happy to sit down with you either in person or over the phone, go over your tax bill, and see what we can do to help you. Remember, you have options.